Good morning, guys. How you doing? Bob, K6UDA. Welcome to the big radio show podcast. I don't know what it is. You know what? Yeah, last week I wasn't here. I was actually at my buddy's ranch in Oregon. We were doing some training, some shooting, some work on his ranch. So apologize for not being around, not putting out any videos last week. But I'm back this week and working on some other videos for you guys. But right now it is time to roll that pre-roll. And I do want to say hello to any of the new people I invited. I invited the Preppers 101 group from Facebook onto the live stream this morning. Hoping you guys that might not be ham radio guys, but you understand that radio is important. And in particular today, EMP protection for your radios as part of your prepping. That is important. So anyway, let me switch over here and let's try to run to the to my pre-roll. Let me see if that works. And it worked. What do you know? It freaking worked. I love it. Okay, switching off to camera number 2 here. Let's say good morning to a couple of you. For those of you that haven't been here before, totally interactive. If you have a question, a comment, something like that, go ahead and ask it in the chat if you're watching this live. Obviously, if you're watching the replay after this is over with, leave a comment below. We have such a strong community here. If you have a question about something that's on the show or something that is bugging you or whatever, there's usually somebody around here that can answer that. So anyway, let me put the cheaters on here so I can read what the hell you guys are saying. And my buddy Ryan back east, he is watching Tractor Mobile. Ryan, good morning, my friend. Let's see. Good morning, Mr. K6UDA. I hope you're staying safe there on the left coast. Yeah, about as safe as I can. I am in the America part of California. So, we just don't take too much shit. Let's see. I sent a message to about 100 of my students suggesting they listen to this today so they might gain an understanding from CJ Taylor. CJ, thank you so much for spreading the word. That is awesome. And if one of your 100 students or so wants to, have them hit that subscribe button, because I'm doing lots of stuff for preppers. Kind of keep it more radio concentric because it is K6UDA radio. It's not, it's not prepper radio. But hey, that's for another video. Let's see. Wayne would love that picture for his desktop. Email me, Wayne. We'll set you up. Let's see. Have I heard about the Earth's magnetic field splitting over South America? This is an interesting one. Have you heard about the Earth's magnetic field splitting over South America the last couple of days? No, I haven't. I don't know what it's all about. I do not claim in any way to be an expert in EMP protection or technology or anything. I am simply a radio operator, a prepper who has worked to protect my stuff, my personal property, in case of a solar flare, a Carrington effect solar flare, or a weapons grade EMP. That's it. But anyway, Robert, if you've got information, tell us, or you could post it in the chat. That would be awesome. If you could either post it in the chat or a link to it in the comments would actually be better. That would stick a little better, and I'll highlight it. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Got 11 thumbs up. Got 53 people on the stream right now. Thank you guys so much for being on the stream. What do I think about HT car charges versus AA battery packs from Connor Watson? All right, we'll get to that. Actually, let's just get to that right now. I like both. To be honest, and we'll switch over to camera number 1 here. Both have their places. A battery pack, a AA battery pack, is very, very handy because, number one, right now, AA batteries are plentiful. So we can buy a bunch, store them. They store fairly well. I've got AA and AAA batteries that I've kept in the motorhome for a few years now, and when I break them out, they're still good. So I've got no problem with those. The problem is, in a radio application, very, very limited time that you're going to be on the air, that it's going to be functional. But without external charging capabilities, it'll keep you on the air. Say if you're out camping, you don't have a way to charge the radio, that'll keep you going for extra amount of time. And if you use a lot of good battery conservation techniques, you could keep a set of AA or AAA batteries alive for days in your radio. Let's see. Versus car chargers, though. Versus car chargers. No question, you're going to have longer life on the car charger. If you've got the car, if you're in a situation where you can use the car charger, either with just a battery or actually in the car, I would tend to go with that because that's going to give you much, much more life on the battery. I mean, literally to the point where if the car is running, if the car is able to run and it is running or even parked, you're going to still have battery power as long as that thing is working. All right. I don't have any new patches to show you, but like I said, camera number 1, the original patch collection there. These are all hams, by the way. And this is for all the new people, the people that might be joining us from the Prepper 101 group. And if you are from that group, give me a thumbs up and leave a comment that you're from the Prepper 101 group. I would love to see how many people from there are hanging out here. My buddy Andy just checked in there. Andy, how you doing? But anyway, the original patch group. These are all ham radio operators here. And then on camera number 2, we could see I've got a whole bunch more here that have come in, and I am very, very proud and to display the patches of my fellow law enforcement officers, ham radio brothers. Either some of them are working, some of them are retired, just like me. Let's see. What else do we have? We got a lot of Orson, my buddy Orson here, who's going to be helping me out on a soon to be video. Says, smash that thumbs up. Smash it. Yes, there you go. Let's see. I think we are just about caught up. James over there says he's going to send me a couple of patches. James, thank you. Very cool. So anyway, guys, let's get into today's subject. And this is by no means scientific, but I wanted to talk about EMP protection. Two kinds of EMPs, and I'm going to go back to camera one for a minute here. Two types of EMPs that I'm aware of. Number one is the naturally occurring sunspots. Back in the 1800s, there was a thing called the Carrington incident, and this was a major solar flare that took out telegraphs. It took out a whole bunch of infrastructure back in the 1800s. Now, I don't know how hardened telegraphs and electronics were back in the 1800s, so it's hard to say if a Carrington effect, kind of a solar flare, could happen again today, and if it would take everything out the way that it did back then. But we do know that it did take it out back then. Obviously we have come a whole long way in the world of electronics. Our lives are pretty well, for the majority of us, are pretty well electronics concentric. I mean, these things live in our pockets, in our lives. We're always connected with things like the cell phone. For those of us that are ham radio guys, we've got our radios, and here's just a couple. Here's a Yaesu. Here's a Kenwood over here. There's a ton of Chinese radios out there, obviously. For those of you who are the preppers in the group who are not hams, I've done a review on these little Retivus RT47s. Frankly, these are great little radios. I highly recommend them. If you haven't seen that video where I did a test of these, please go look it up. Fantastic radios. They're cheap, like $50 for a pair of these things, and they work fantastic. A lot better than the blister packs. But in the case of an EMP, and in my world, I'm not as worried about the Carrington kind of EMPs that occur naturally as I am worried about a weaponized EMP. And what do I mean about a weaponized EMP? For those of us that have been kind of studying this, I will say, there's a lot of countries that have the capability of flying a nuke off a fishing boat in the Gulf of Mexico. Flies up 5, 10, 15, 20 miles, 100 miles above the earth. They explode a nuclear warhead. It causes what is called an electromagnetic pulse, an EMP. That EMP will take out the electrical grid. And not only the electrical grid, it will fry capacitors in all kinds of electronic products, from your watches, your electronic watches, to radios, to sites, your EOTech sites, the electronics in your cars, cell phones, everything. basically something like that would take this country and put us back in the 1850s without their technology. And that would be bad. That would be very, very bad. So what we want to do is we want to best protect our electronic equipment. And I've done a couple of tests for this video, or for this live stream today. I've got a few products here that I have used, and that they're really, really good. One of them here, and let me go to camera number 3 here. This is a military grade EMP Faraday bag. Now, everything that I am going to talk about is called a Faraday cage. A Faraday cage basically blocks out RF. What do I keep in this one here? Well, I keep this old archaic radio with a couple of batteries. And this is a first generation D-Star radio. Now, literally, I have not had this out of the bag for several years. So I don't know if it's going to even fire up. And it did. it actually fired up. So, this is a ham radio. This is a approximately 10-year-old ham radio. These batteries, these Icon batteries, have lasted very, very well. Here's what I love about this radio. When shit hits the fan, this thing is built like a brick shit house. It is commercial quality in every way, whereas the newer radios, the Yaesu, the Icom ID51, these are all built out of high grade plastics, but this one just feels really, really solid. The display is not much. This does D-Star, which as a prepper, I'll get into that later or on another stream. But anyway, I have kept this radio in this bag for several years. Never comes out. This is literally what I call a shit hits the fan. A shit hits the fan protection. It's a shit hits the fan radio. That will be my go-to radio. It may actually be my only working radio. And let's see. We need to switch to Jack Martin, KD9 PDY. Jack, thank you so much for the super chat. Love that. Guys, if you have questions, comments, whatever, and you want to really get my attention here, please do a super chat. Anyway, I will try to find out where I got these bags. I can't remember exactly where I bought them years ago. They come in a ton of different sizes, down from like cell phone size, where it is a super small cell phone size deal here, all the way to these huge bags. And actually, this one's so big that it covers camera 3. Let me pull up camera number 1 here and show you. This bag here will you could house in any HF rig you wanted, or a whole bunch of stuff. These things really work very, very well. Now, there are other things out there that people have used over the years and made use of. One of which is the garbage can the garbage can Faraday cage. Now, we'll give this one a test a little bit later on. I have heard of people putting stuff into old refrigerators, into microwave ovens, into a lot of different kinds of things. And if you've got something that's worked for you, hey, put it in the chat below. But we're going to test out a few things today. The first thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to use the iPhone as like the test bed. And here's what we'll do. I'm going to clear out some of this crap off of the desk. And I'll put it away here. And if we have an EMP happen like right now, I am done because I've emptied out the bags. I have nothing protected right now. I'm screwed. Done. Let's pick up a couple of comments here. A magnetic from Robert Taylor again. Here is a magnetic field Solent link. I don't know what that is, but cool. Get an old tube set if you prefer a backup to an EMP event. Yeah, that is something that a lot of people have said. Oh yeah, I keep an old Hallicrafters tube set or something like that because it's EMP proof. I don't know how EMP proof all that stuff will be. They say it is, but hey, if the Carrington event back in the 1800s took out telegraphs which were wired and took out electrical components back then, who knows what a weapons grade EMP attack would do. Now, I don't know, and I don't think really anybody out there knows except maybe a few guys in the government or some of these defense contractors who have done extensive testing, and that shit is probably all classified, and they couldn't talk about it anyway, even if they knew. Let's see. Surprised that the battery didn't self-discharge. Impressive. Yeah, that is. You know what? I actually hadn't even tested them, so I had no idea if they were going to work. I don't know how charged up they are, but that's good to know that I could put those away for several years and have them work. Jake has been keeping underused HTs in a tall paint can. Waterproof should also be EMP proof. Well, you know what? I don't have a paint can EMP protection, but you know, that's something that maybe I'll test a bunch of them, make another video out of that, just testing different things. So guys, leave them in the comments. What do you think will work? What won't work? We're going to bust a few of these things today or prove them out. Just a few of them. Let's see. Sadly, some of us own pacemakers. So EMP proofing radio is the least of your concern. Yeah. Don't know what to tell you. That could be a huge problem. But anyway, let's get to the testing today. And for today's testing, we have my special guest, Alexa. She's shy today, doesn't want to be on camera. If you've been a K6UDA radio fan, you know Alexa has made some physical appearances on the show. And let's just say, hey, there she is. But anyway, I am going to go ahead and turn on I am going to go turn her on right now. And because I know that she's always listening, I keep her off until I need her. And then I turn her on. So anyway, let's do this. And we'll go to camera 3 here. Alexa, call my cell phone.
Calling Bob.
Alexa, hang up. So we know right now that this works. It's receiving a signal. It received a phone call. So I'm going to now put this in this EMP bag. And I'm going to seal it up. And you heard this thing, it was pretty loud. So let's try this again. Let's see. Alexa, call my cell phone.
Calling Bob.
No ringing here. So I'm going to leave a message.
This is Bob. Thank you for filming the K6UDA radio show. Leave a message and I'll get back to you.
Hello. This is a test of the EMP emergency system. If you are receiving this message, you're fucked. Alexa, hang up. Okay, my friends. We never heard a peep out of the phone. Not a peep. So let's take it out here and go over to camera number 2, and I can actually I'm going to plug this in. And give me a second here. We'll go over here. So now we had the first phone call there. The first phone call, there was no caller ID, and now we just have an unknown voicemail.
Emergency system. If you are receiving this message, you're fucked. Alexa, hang up.
So there you go. There it is. This EMP bag works. It's blocked out everything, and it wasn't able to pick it up until it came back out of the bag. So these things are good for, I would say that's good for not only EMP protection, but I would say that this bag here is very, very good if you wanted to say not have a government or a company be able to track you. You throw your phone in there and they're not tracking you because nothing's getting out. And that way, you know, it used to be able to pull the battery out of your phone. And you can't do that with the new phones anymore. So you could turn them off, but they generally will go ahead and then pick up all your, they'll still have all that tracking information on there when they hook back up to the system. It just goes back out. I've seen videos. They've proved it. This is going to take care of that, the EMP bag. Again, and I bought these. This is not any kind of product ad or anything. These are called a Tech Protect. And there's where you could get it. techprotectbag.com or empbags.com. This is a MIL B 81705 revision C, and it looks just like a Mylar bag, but it is thick. It is very, very thick, and they come in a ton of different sizes. So go back to the message board here. Bob has graduated from swear jar to swear barrels. Wayne, I graduated to a swear barrel months ago, years ago. I don't care. This channel, we just do it like I say it like it is. I say what I want to say. It's my channel. If people don't like it, they don't have to watch. Let's see. From K6UDA, wear an aluminum foil hat to protect yourself from EMP. Sure, I could do that. Don't know if... let's see. Swear barrel. We got a lot of comments about the swear barrel. And it is what it is. I don't know what configuration of a pacemaker looks like, but years back, QST published a bunch of EMP test results, came to the conclusion that wires less than 15 centimeters would not damage. Yeah, I don't think the people at QST necessarily have access to weapons grade nuclear explosions or EMPs. So I don't know. I wouldn't take that to the bank, is all I'm saying. Let's see. Roberto Ellison, how can you truthfully test for an EMP? You can't. I can't. And I'll be the first to tell you that I cannot truthfully test for an EMP. All I could do is, to the best of my ability, and use what works or what didn't work for me. Let's see. What else do we have? You know what? Okay, so people have said refrigerators, old chest freezers, microwave ovens, metal buildings. So I tested the microwave theory, and and obviously I can't bring the cameras to the microwave, so I am bringing the microwave to you guys. I'm going to go ahead and play a short video that I did just a few minutes before the stream. And let's see. EMP radio. Here we go. Let's see what how the microwave oven did as a Faraday cage. Okay. So we're going to try it again. It is 10:31. Those are a few test calls from a little while ago. I'm going to throw this in the microwave. Not going to turn the microwave on because I don't want to see there's still a signal in there. I could still see it's still receiving a signal. Not a very good one. Alexa, call my cell phone.
Calling Bob.
Alexa, stop. Forgot to turn her off. So as you can see, it is ringing in there. So The microwave is busted. The microwave is busted. All right. Okay, so we know now that the microwave is letting RF in. And for those of you from Prepper 101, remember, these are a radio. Just like this is a radio. This is a radio. That's how it works. It is getting a radio frequency that contains the phone call, as opposed to, strict RF, but it is still strict RF and data. The next thing that we wanted to try was the garbage can, and I made this one up this morning. So Mike Smith says Bob is on the swear dumpster right now. Oh, very, very nice. Yep. Okay. Starfish, here's an interesting one. Starfish was what brought to the public light. It jacked up things in Hawaii. That was just the start of the solid state revolution. And I don't really understand what that is. An EMP attack from K6UDA would be like putting aluminum foil into a microwave. It would just set it on fire. Yeah, well, number one, if you knew it was coming and you could, line the inside with more aluminum foil, it might work. It might work. You'd have to unplug it because you don't want the electrical grid to be able to hit it, because it's probably, an EMP is probably going to cause a lot of little explosions and fires and all kinds of weird stuff to happen. And let's see. This test also, okay, from WECB 640. This test also means that RF emitting from the oven is leaking out. NG. Yeah, no good. Better test that before you melt a chocolate bar in your shirt pocket. Yep. Okay, and Starfish was an orbital nuke that blacked out Hawaii. Oh, okay. Didn't know that. Had no idea. Okay, back over to camera number 1. We're going to pick up the, and I think this one, I'm just going to leave it up here. And we're going to take Mr. Cell Phone here, and we'll put it in. Okay, so for this one, I did not line this can with aluminum foil. I didn't really heavily prepare it. What I did was something that I've read on the internet was people were putting electronics gear into metal trash cans. They were lining it with cardboard to protect the stuff that was inside. That's exactly what I did, is lined it up. So I've got Mr. Cell Phone is in there. I'm putting the lid on. See, that lid is not airtight. It's not really tight, but you know what? It's a seal on there. So let's go back, and we'll activate the little gal here. Alexa, call my cell phone.
Call Bob.
Well, we can hear it. We can hear it ringing. Alexa, hang up. So, this one, guys, has been busted. This did not work. Obviously, we've got RF getting in, or RF getting in, getting out. So, as of right now, this configuration is not an effective Faraday cage. So, if you were thinking that was going to protect your stuff, it isn't. So, let's get into what you should and what you shouldn't protect. Obviously, you can protect anything you want in your Faraday cage. You can throw phones in there, although these are going to have limited functionality after a grid down kind of a thing, after an EMP event. Some things that I would consider putting in there, and give me a quick second. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna grab a charger that I okay. This is probably one of my favorite chargers. This is called an OmniCharge. These things are fantastic. They're about $200. They basically do everything. The newer ones will do USB-C. It does 120 volts over there. It'll charge damn near anything that I want it to charge. It will charge itself either from solar panels or a wall charger. So when times are good, like right now, and we've got electricity, everything is great. You could charge this thing on the wall, and the battery on this thing lasts forever. It's called an OmniCharge. Anyway, I have a set of solar panels, a fairly good set of portable solar panels that I plug right into this thing, and I put it out in the sun. It'll charge it up. But all this stuff has capacitors. It has all the little components inside that would get fried in an EMP. So this is something that I would keep in a good EMP bag, because that is potentially something that is going to be extremely, extremely valuable after an EMP. Likewise, the solar panels, I would like to keep those in an EMP bag or a good working Faraday cage. To have the phone in a Faraday cage is kind of a nicety, because yes, there's a lot of standalone programs or apps on these phones that could be very useful, even off grid. So, I don't discount these as a complete brick. It's just a partial brick. Keeping a radio or a couple of radios in EMP bags. Handhelds are important. A spare mobile radio would be a very important thing. HF gear. If you've got one of these big giant bags here, you can, or you get several of these, and they're not cheap. I think this one probably cost me like $40 or something. But look at the amount of stuff I could put in here, and I can actually take this and fill this up with stuff and put it inside of a garbage can, which would make a very effective carrying case plus EMP protection inside that I can actually trust. Things like an EOTech, electronic sights. This is going to become worth its weight in gold after some kind of a collapse. When shit hits the fan, everybody's got these on their rifles right now. But remember, it's an electronic gadget, and the big EMP is going to render this thing useless unless it's in an EMP bag and it's protected, and then you could put it on your weapon afterwards and make it work, and you'll have one of the very few working EOTechs, Holosuns, whatever you want. So, other things that I would definitely consider, if you have a bug out vehicle, a prepper type of vehicle, I would definitely store an extra set of points and condenser if it's an older vehicle and it's a point condenser type vehicle. If you can get a hold of a spare ECU for a newer vehicle, like say a Jeep or a pickup that you might want to use as your bug out vehicle, or as your after shit hits the fan vehicle, definitely think about an extra ECU, electronic stuff that will you could just take it out of the bag afterwards, plug it in, and your car may or may not start. There may be other things that blew that keep it from starting, but at least you'll have some of the main components to get a vehicle running. If you can't get the capacitors and you don't know how to fix that stuff, you're screwed. That stuff is screwed. Other things, little electronic flashlights like my O-Light here. The O-Light is very, very prepper friendly, let's say. This thing is a fantastic little this thing gets like blazing bright, and it goes all the way down to this. It's called a ghost mode, where that battery like that is going to last upwards of 10 days continuously on. Let's see. Let's go to camera number 2 and your questions and comments. Now that we've got a couple of busted ones and one that's actually working for me. Any metal enclosed box that is grounded will effectively block EMP. The key is it needs a good ground to shunt to bleed the energy, basically to bleed the energy off. Okay, Steve, thank you for that. We'll test this in another video. I'm going to do another prepper concentric video. Oh, you know what? Here we go. 88 people on the stream right now. 49 thumbs up. Can we make that 88 thumbs up? As long as we're all hanging out together for the lunch hour. Let's see. Successful test with galvanized trash cans included a copper seal around the rim. You can find those tests on YouTube. Yeah, I have seen videos where people have successfully used metal garbage cans, galvanized garbage cans, as good Faraday cages. I found people that were saying, "Oh, get a metal garbage can, line it with a a non-conductive material like cardboard to protect everything inside, and it'll work. Well, we just tested it and it didn't work. But if you say that I'll do some more research. I'll look for some ones that people say have worked. We'll do some more testing in another video. And I'll just do a video and test as many different Faraday cage configurations as I can reasonably put together. Things that I always look at are, number one, is it feasible to build it for the average guy? And I'm not talking the engineers in the classroom here. You guys are smarter than the rest of us, and I get it. I'm talking about a guy like me. I'm a regular guy. I'm not super smart, super special. I don't have super engineering skills. I don't have super construction skills that I can build, these elaborate things. And number two, I need it to be portable. If I need to bug out and I need to go somewhere and I need to take my essential electronics with me, I want to be able to do it in something that can move with me. If it's so big and so cumbersome that I can't take it, it's no good to me. Let's see. Retry my garbage can test with the lid and body connected to your station ground. Okay, Steve, you know what? I will do that. I'm not going to do it right now because that would entail me setting a bunch of stuff up. My ground actually is down behind there. It goes outside. I've got a big grounding rod, and I'm not gonna crawl under here and subject you guys to that kind of crap. But I will definitely try it. Field Expedient Faraday cage. This is from Rich Hall. A plastic heavy trash bag, lined metal garbage can containing your critical devices, grounded to a copper water pipe. All right, well, we'll try that. I will. That will be one that I will definitely try. Let's see. Wasn't even thinking about sighting devices. Yeah. Again, think about all the things that are critical to you as a prepper and have value or need electronics to work. Those are the things that need to be protected from an EMP. Now, obviously, if this EOTech is on a rifle and I'm out using the rifle, or it's connected to the rifle and it's not protected in a Faraday cage, it is most likely going to be toast. So that's why sometimes it's, that old saying, 2 is 1, 1 is none. Well, if that second one is protected in that EMP Faraday cage, that is a huge, big sigh of relief for you. But we can't, that's, on the other hand, this is $500 right here. I don't shit $500, and most of us don't. There may be a few of us who can do it, but it is a matter of priorities. And if I got to spend an extra $500 to get another one of these, just so I could put it away in a bag, and that's the most important thing to me, then so be it. It is. It is what it is. Yes, from the Uber Geek. Did I ever get my Crown Royal badge that you sent in? Yes, I did. Thank you so much. That was freaking awesome. I got the K6UDA radio Crown Royal badge. I put it away somewhere. I put it away so good. I don't know where it is right now because, you know, my wife is like on this tear. We're trying to sell the house. So the place has to be absolutely clean. But thank you so much to the Uber Geek. Let's see. For EMP, it is, from Trashy Corpus. For EMP, it's more the junction in the diodes, transistors, and semiconductors that are more susceptible than most caps, really. At the end of the day, it's still the same threat. Yeah, it is. And to be able to put stuff in an EMP bag, or and there's tons of EMP bags out there. I'm not saying that these that I have are the only ones you should buy if you're thinking of buying them. I'm just saying that these work. I can't. I've tried some others that don't work as well. I have. I've actually tried Mylar bags, the food grade Mylar bags. Tried sealing those up. They don't work that well. Let's see. From Joe, have I got the documentation on those EMP bags? I put the links. I put the links up on there, and we'll go back over there. Here is where you can get them. That is that's the company. I don't know if they're still in business. I have no idea, but I am sure that if those aren't available, there's some others out there that are available that are probably mil spec. Let's see. From Aldi Moore, sad we live in a world where we just don't all help each other out instead of expecting to have to defend ourselves. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but we have seen what happens in other countries that have gone through collapses, and it ain't pretty, and people start looking out for themselves. Knowing the reality of the world, I would rather be forewarned and forearmed than have to find it out later during an event. Oh well. Let's see. Bernard, my buddy Bernard, solar panels themselves don't need protection. The wire that connects them to the battery may pass an EMP-induced current to the battery, though. Yeah, I was actually thinking more along the lines of the electrical or the electronic components that enable the solar electric, whatever it is, to the charger, to the controller. I was thinking those also need to be protected in order to keep functioning after the EMP. And Bernard also says Solarc uses ferrites to protect their inverters from currents induced by wire connecting them to the inverter. Ah, yes. And it sounds like UPS is here with my package from Wilson Combat. I'm rebuilding one of my 1911s. And as a matter of fact, we'll get to that in just a minute. It is noon, so we are just over 1 hour here on the stream. Looking for other comments, other suggestions, questions about the EMP stuff, or prepping in general if you're from either the ham radio group that is here on Thursdays, or if you're joining us from Prepper 101 on Facebook. Let's see. Out of curiosity, why do people get the impression that a Faraday cage needs a ground? Well, I don't know. Maybe it works. And what I'm going to test, not today, not here on the live stream, but I am going to ground that garbage can there, and we'll see if that makes a difference. We'll see. I can't guarantee it, but I will test the theory. Let's see. Ford stuff will be found on the road dead. Always. I think most cars have multiple network computers. Very likely expensive to store all that likely spares. Yeah, that's why some of the older cars are good to have around. I know my 2001 Dodge Ram with the Cummins diesel has one computer. It has but one computer. I will keep that truck for the rest of my life. My 2008 Jeep Wrangler, it has one ECU, but it has a bunch of other stuff that I don't know if it's gonna work. We have let's see, my buddy Bernard. Thank you. The 556. Before you sign off, hey Alexa. Oh, hang on here. Let's I'll relay the message there, Bernard. Hey Alexa, dial Rob McMullen Mobile. Hey Alexa,
You have
dial Rob McMullen Mobile.
I'm sorry, I cannot tell your contacts apart.
Don't know what to tell you, dude. I tried. Okay. Let's see. Try foil tape around the lid of the garbage can. That was another thing that I was going to try, was the foil tape around the lid, because as I showed you before, this really isn't tight. I mean, it's sealed and everything, and you would think that if it's sealed, but not really. So we will give that garbage can another. We'll give that garbage can another shot. Let's go back. Oh, my buddy Jim Hannibal. Don't bother with those EMP-proof backpacks or dry bags. They don't work. Don't even fully block cellular, VHF, or HF signals. Tested it myself. What a letdown. All right. So there you have it from Quirky QRP, a very trusted source here on K6UDA radio. And he tests the crap out of things. So if he says those don't work, they probably don't. But I might try to get a hold of some, just to, when I do, the straight video on EMP, we'll try that. Let's see. We all look up to you from GM. We all look up to you, Bob. No. I am one of you. I am just a regular dude. I have no special skills, no special knowledge. I am just a dude who plays with ham radios, who happens to look after my own security and safety, and my own food storage and prepping needs. Let's see, 1859 Carrington Event CME. Yeah, that's what we talked about at the beginning of the live stream. Thank you for that, Kenneth. Let's see, understandable. No one wants to see you crawling around under your desk. Let's see, from Don, from my buddy Don, a good SHFT vehicle is an older diesel engine powered one with a mechanical fuel injection and manual transmission. Yeah, which is almost what I have. I've got an automatic transmission in the Dodge. I know it has one computer, and I actually do have an extra computer put away in another garbage can EMP Faraday cage, a larger one, which now I'm not trusting so much. So I'll have to retest my theories here. Let's see. Any Idaho news? No. Still looking. We're still searching, and we're still trying to sell the place here. Had some issues with my agent here. Not looking so good right now with him. He may be not far for this contract. Let's see. Question about the solar panel from Joe Wilson. Have a question about the solar panel to the charge controller. Can you put a switch between the panels and the controller? Yeah, you could absolutely put a switch between panels and a controller. The problem is if you had such a powerful EMP that it would arc it, that it would send electricity across that, no matter if there was a switch there or not. That's why we want to disconnect batteries from equipment. You don't want to have that chance for that battery or some electrical generation process to be able to arc over an open switch. Let's see. Yeah. As far as you guys with your 18650s, they've got a circuit board in there. So those are something, if you use 18650s in any of your equipment, maybe you want to put a few of those away in an EMP proof bag or a Faraday cage. Faraday cages do not need to be grounded. This is from Mike N8YO. They effectively cancel out external EM field for anything within the cage. Doesn't matter what potential the cage itself is. Yeah, that's what I always understood it to be, and that's why the guys that say ground it, we're going to test that theory on another video, and I will get back to you guys with that information. And that'll just be straight across the board. This works, this doesn't. Let's see. Why I ask when I want to disconnect, from Joe, when I want to disconnect my battery from the charge controller with the panels still hooked up, I'm afraid of destroying the charge controller. Yeah. Don't know, dude. Maybe somebody else on the stream can help you out. Let's see. How will I test from the Redneck Prepper? How will I test for an EMP? All right. I tested with I tested with my phone. We'll go to camera number 3. I put the phone in the EMP bag. We figured out that yes, this bag is protecting from RF getting in. Now, will it protect during a serious EMP, a weapons grade EMP event? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But I tested it here on the stream, and it blocked the phone from receiving a signal. We did it, the bag, or the, well, you know what? Here's one. Let's try this. I'm going to plug the phone in. Plug the phone in here. And that's going to put that up on the screen. And I've got my phone plugged into the computer. It has now effectively become a camera. And we had our no caller ID. We'll, I'm not even going to open it. Well, let's open it. So here's the phone. And I'm going to put the phone connected up as a camera into the EMP bag. And I'm going to seal the EMP bag around this. So EMP bag is sealed in there, as sealed as I can get it, with having a cord sticking out. Let's go to the interior, and it looks like we still have a signal. Let's test this theory right now. Alexa, call my cell phone.
Calling Bob.
Alexa, hang up. Well, we just saw that didn't work. So you don't want to have your devices hooked up to anything. We're gonna try one more. I'm gonna try one more test here, and I'm not gonna seal up the bag. These bags, they seal up inside, just like, I'll go to camera number 3, like a regular plastic bag. So we know that with the cord hooked up, this bag is nothing more than a plastic bag. So let's try it one more time. Alexa, call my cell phone. And I'm not sealing the bag,
Calling Bob.
but I'm just leaving it sit there. There you go. It's ringing. Alexa, hang up. All right. So guys, there it is. We've tested this thing now in 3 different configurations. It does block the RF. We're going to do it one more time. For those of you who might be late joining us, I'm going to put the phone back in the bag. And now I'm going to seal the bag up. No hocus pocus, no nothing. You guys are watching the whole thing. Alexa, call my cell phone.
Calling Bob.
Whoa. So now it's getting through for some reason. Well, that's different. Nope. All right. So now we got an issue. I don't know if it's this bag, if I've opened this bag too many times or done something with it. But the bag now doesn't seem to be working so good. So I'm going to seal this up. I'm going to put it down. And we're going to try it one more time. Alexa, call my cell phone.
Calling Bob.
And now I'm not hearing, phone's not ringing. And phone's not ringing. Okay, so it's ringing there on the Alexa device, but you don't hear it here. We don't hear it here on the phone at all. The phone is being shielded now.
Hi, this is Bob. Thank you for films and the K6UDA radio show. Leave a message and I'll get back to you.
All right, this is test number 2 of the EMP emergency device protection. Alexa, hang up. Okay, guys. There you go. There you have it. It did work. Now, I don't know if there was, something that I didn't do on the front end of this, but it's in here. It's not receiving anything right now. I think as soon as I crack this open, we'll come out. There's no caller ID. Let's see. You could see no caller ID. There's still no voicemail on there. Voicemail will probably show up in a little while. So anyway, that did work. Now, I proved that, there it is. Yeah, see, there's the voicemail. The unknown voicemail came through. Now, we did show with this EMP bag that if you don't do it right, if you don't have this thing sealed up correctly, it's going to fail miserably. So you can't half-ass these things. When I had it hooked up as a camera, so we could see the screen here on the stream, and you had this poking out of the bag, no bueno. I put it in the bag and didn't seal the bag up, no bueno. I had it back in the bag and I didn't seal it up properly, no bueno. But when I put it all the way in, put it down to the bottom of the bag, sealed the bag properly, we had bueno. Muy bueno. So, so anyway, guys, that's kind of what we've got going on for EMP protection around here. These are the things that I trust. We've proven a couple of the things that we've all heard. I haven't, and I hadn't really played with them too much. One of them, my garbage can theory here that I built, I'm going to have to retest because that failed miserably. Let's see, a couple other things. Yeah, you know what? I know that a lot of you guys had seen my Glock. This thing is wonderful. I love this. Oh, wonderful, wonderful deal. Anyway, I bought these things. I just wanted to tell you, and this is mainly for the Prepper 101 group. Guys, you need extra magazines on you. If you're not carrying a battle belt all the time, I just ordered these things. These are called Pitbull Mag Carriers, and they're collapsible. Here's a 1911 mag. There's a Wilson Combat mag. Goes in there perfect. It fits great. I can actually put 2 of them in. I think maybe put 2, maybe not. Yes, I can. I could put 2 mags in, and well, I would say that ain't ideal. But 1 single stack mag, double stack Glock mag goes right in. So whatever you guys have there, these things, I'm a big believer. I found these. This was an ad I saw on, I can't even remember what it was. Instagram, Facebook, something like that. So for being very anti-gun, they sure do let the gun guys, manufacturers, small manufacturers do stuff. These things are great. I love them so far. I've been carrying these. I bought 2 of them, and I've been carrying them around now for about the last week or 2. They'll go inside the belt, outside the belt, doesn't matter. Whatever mag you got. And I'm not getting paid. They didn't give me any free mags, nothing like that. I just thought they were cool. I wanted to share them with you guys because I don't have much else. I think we are about at the end of the functional stream here. I'm going to just go through here. Let's see. From James, use metal tape on the seams of the metal trash can, and then put it inside a full-size metal trash can. Add a layer of foam padding or other insulation between the 2 cans so they don't touch. Okay, we'll give that a shot there too. Take that EMP Ziploc bag and go up, stand next to a cell phone tower, then do the same signal test. I bet you will get a signal through the EMP Ziploc. That would mean it really, truly doesn't truly protect it. Well, you know what? I probably could do that. There's a cell phone tower not too far from here, and I could probably go try that out. Let's see. Dave Hardinger. He uses a cookie and Christmas popcorn tins lined with cardboard. Place the cell phone in a plastic container slipped inside the Mylar bag in that tin, sealed tightly, 90%. Okay, so there's another idea for you guys. I'm getting comments about grounding still. Toss Alexa in the trash. That's just me. You know what? I find Alexa sometimes helpful. I don't keep Alexa on all the time. I turn Alexa on when Alexa is of benefit to me. And sometimes that's when I'm using her as as background fodder for K6UDA. Let's see. My cell phone just rang again, Bob. My Alexa is 10 feet behind me. She hears Bob. Nice. I don't have Bob in my contacts. I don't know who called it. Alexa is trying to defeat knows you're trying to defeat her, so she turned the power up on the tower. And that isn't Alexa. That is that's a telemarketer. And if I wasn't on the stream, I have some really good ways of getting rid of telemarketers. I get them to hang up on me and put me on their do not call list. Anyway, guys, it has been an hour and a half. Man, this one flew by because I think we were busy doing all this cool stuff. I want to remind you guys. Actually, let's go over to camera number 1. And if you guys haven't, and got to find all my little things here, hit the subscribe button and the little bell notification right next to it. Smash them. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps me out. It feeds the algorithm from YouTube if you guys hit the subscribe button. I do have a lot of stuff for preppers if you're not a ham radio person, but maybe you're thinking about it. If you're a straight prepper, I've got some prepper stuff. I've got more straight prepper stuff coming up on the channel. Also, if you haven't already, please check out my Patreon and or my PayPal links, and consider helping a brother out, because you know what, it does cost money to produce this show and to put out good quality content. And my goal is not to be the biggest YouTuber out there. My goal is to give you guys the best quality entertainment, because let's face it, this is entertainment for you guys, and some information, because I'm not like the end all be all know all guy. Let's see if you guys, oh yeah, thank you to all my patrons. I'm not going to name everybody off, but I want to thank my patrons. And if you guys have something you want to email me, here is the email address right there. Go ahead and send me an email, K6UDA radio@gmail.com. And if you have something you want to send me, P.O. Box 584, Penryn, California, Penryn, California, 95663. Guys, I want to thank everybody for being on the stream today. 77 people right now, 81 thumbs up. I thank you guys for that. That is so cool. I thank you again for spending your lunch hour with me. I think that's it. I'm Bob, K6UDA. Catch you on the next one. I'm out of here. 7-3.